Hello everyone, in the map reading class we have discussed almost all the continents, and we have discussed Asia with some divided parts like West Asia, Central Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, like this, and the only remaining part is Russia. So today we shall discuss the important features of Russia. So as usual, first let us discuss the surrounding regions of Russia. In the eastern part it is Pacific Ocean, and in the southern part it is some countries of Asia located, and the western part is European part, and northern part is Arctic region. Okay, so here first the surrounding regions. Here it has the border with North Korea, and then with China, and here it is Mongolia, and then here it is in the Caspian Sea region. Near to Caspian Sea region, the Georgia and Azerbaijan has the boundaries here, and then it is Black Sea region. So here Ukraine is a boundary, and then Belarus has the boundary in the western part, and then the Baltic countries, Estonia and Latvia has the boundary here, and then in the Scandinavian part, Norway and Finland has the boundary. Okay, and a small landmass of Russia is located in the west of Baltic, Estonia and Latvia. So Lithuania also has the boundary with this small landmass of Russia. So Lithuania and Poland has border with this. Okay, so these are the surrounding regions and common boundaries with Russia: North Korea, China, Mongolia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Ukraine, Belarus, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, Norway, Lithuania and Poland. Okay, and then here in this part, this region is Sea of Okhotsk. This part, Sea of Okhotsk, and this is the Sea of Japan, East Sea, or otherwise called Sea of Japan here, and the Japan island is located in this part. Okay, and this peninsula, it is called as Kamchatka Peninsula. Okay, Kamchatka Peninsula, this region, Kamchatka Peninsula. Then the surrounding in this part, it is Sea of Japan, it is Sea of Okhotsk, and it is Bering Sea, and here the Bering Strait is located. The Bering Strait, which separates Russia and North American continent, in the a small gap between Russia and North America. Okay, and then here in the Arctic region, many marginal seas are located. Here it is Barents Sea in this part. Okay, Barents Sea, Kara Sea, Laptev Sea, and East Siberian Sea here. So these are the surrounding regions of Russia, and then here it is Baltic Sea near the Estonia and Latvia. Okay, and we know the Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania are called as Baltic countries. Okay, then let us discuss the interior part of Russia now. So if we divide physically, we can divide two parts of Russia. For example, if we divide here, the eastern part almost it is plateaus and mountains, and the western parts are plain regions. Okay, so here if we the Asian and European part is divided by Ural mountain, right? So eastern part of Ural is Asian part, and the western part of Ural is European part. Okay, in the east of Ural mountain, the land is called as Siberian land, right? So in the Siberian land, it is West Siberian plain region. So in Siberia, actually the western part is plain region and the eastern part is plateau and mountains. Okay, so here it is West Siberian plain, and here the plateau is called as East Siberian plateau here. Okay, and then some mountains and ranges are located here, particularly the Stanovoy range, and then the Verkhoyansk range are located in this part, Verkhoyansk range. and Stanovoy range. And the freshwater lake, the deepest freshwater lake in the world, it is the Baikal lake. It is located here, okay, in the southern part of Russia, Baikal lake. Almost these southern regions are the mountains region. Done. And here Caspian Sea, here it is Black Sea and Sea of Azov in this part. We have discussed those in the European map. Okay. Now, other important physical features in Russia is rivers. Actually, Russia is rich in resources. Okay. Here, some important rivers in Russia are the longest river, Volga river, which flows here and empties into Caspian Sea, Volga river here, and many other rivers originate in the southern part of Russia and flows towards north and empties into the marginal seas of Arctic Ocean. So here Ob river, the river Ob, and here it is called as the Gulf of Ob, the mouth of Ob river. And then other one important river is Yenisei river, okay, Yenisei river, and then Lena river. So these are important rivers in Russia: Volga, Ob river, Yenisei, and Lena river. That's all. So these are the important physical features of Russia. Done. Russian latitudinal location is the southern part is Mongolia. So the southernmost boundary is almost the cool temperate region, and then gradually it extends up to the Arctic zone. Particularly the Arctic Circle is here, 66.5 degree Arctic Circle passes through the Scandinavian countries and then into Russia here. Okay. Then these are the important physical features, and then some in the economic geography point of view we have to discuss some other important things. Russia is actually rich in resources, in mineral resources. Particularly we know that the natural gas and coal and iron resources, okay. And many of the European countries, they import natural gas from Russia only, okay. Particularly this Yamal Peninsula region here, it is very rich in natural gas, okay. Done. And India still imports natural gas from Russia. Done. Okay. So other importance in the current affairs, you might have read so many things of Russia-India relationship. Particularly, India has almost most of the defense agreements are with Russia only. Many Indian naval ships have the Russian technology, right? Okay. And initially the nuclear equipped ballistic submarine ships had the Russian technology only. Then gradually India improved the technology, and now 75% the INS like INS Arihant, the INS Arigat, and the INS Aridaman, so those have 75% are indigenous and remaining the Russian technology. Okay. Then and the cultural relationships also. So India and Russia has many cultural relationships and economic relationships or defense relationships, we know, right? Otherwise, in the world news, you might have read about the Arctic region issue related to Russia, right? So let us discuss the issues in Arctic briefly. Okay. Arctic region has many common boundary countries, like Russia has the longest boundary actually. Russia here, it is Russia, and then in this part here it is Alaskan part, USA, right? USA, and then Canada, and here Greenland, Denmark, and here the Scandinavian countries, Norway, Finland, Sweden, those are, right? And it is Arctic. Okay. So after the end of the World War II, the world countries agreed that Antarctica is the common to all, and nobody can claim the territorial part in Antarctica. Arctic has many issues due to the surrounding countries. Okay, particularly traditionally Russia has some cultural relationship with Arctic. So USA has the boundary with Arctic only due to the existence of Alaskan state. Okay, done. Here the issue is who owns the North Pole. So particularly after Cold War, US and Russia climbed the Arctic region, tried to climb the Arctic region, but Russia many times they have proved that using the legislations also the most of the Arctic parts belongs to them. Okay. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea, defines that up to the 200 nautical mile from the baseline, it is exclusive economic zone to the country. So the concerned country can claim all those things, including fish and minerals, in the exclusive economic zone. They have the exclusive rights over this region. So, and another one law is that if we have the land continental shelf extension beyond the 200 nautical mile, then we can claim those regions also. Recently India claimed many regions in Arabian Sea, right, last week. Okay, so Russia did a submarine expedition, and they proved that there is a ridge called Lomonosov Ridge which extends up to the North Pole, and they said that the North Pole belongs to them. Okay, so due to the existence of the extension of Lomonosov Ridge from their land up to the North Pole, they claimed the North Pole in the Arctic region. Okay, particularly Arctic region is rich in resources, particularly the coal and natural gas. In the total world natural gas reserve, 1/3 of the reserve is in Arctic alone. Okay, so that is the potential of Arctic, but it is covered with ice, right? So particularly the UNCLOS law, exclusive economic zone issue, that is during winter season, here the land freezes and it extends into the ocean. So up to this region it freezes. So here when the land freezes and extends towards the north, from this end they will measure the 200 nautical mile. So the 200 nautical mile from the landmass will overlap here. The Denmark, Canada, USA, those are. So due to the overlapping of the exclusive economic zone during the winter season is the main issue in the region. Okay, and again in the summer season it will melt down and the overlapping does not occur. Okay, so due to the resource rich region, here so many conflict occurs, particularly between US and Russia. Okay, and other one thing, Russia is trying to make the northern sea route through Arctic, because if we want to transport things, for example this is the European part, and here has if we have to transport through ship from England to Russia or Scandinavian countries to Russia, we have to travel through the Strait of Gibraltar and then to the Mediterranean Sea and then the Aegean Sea, Black Sea, and then to the landmass of Russia here. So if we have the sea route in the Arctic region, then from Norway or from Ireland, England or from Western European countries, we can simply transport the ships through this route. So thousands of kilometers in the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea will be reduced if we have the proper sea route in Arctic. So that's why through icebreakers they break the ice in the Arctic region and they are trying to make the sea route. Okay, so the northern sea route will be more important in future, and the Indian government is also trying to participate, trying to become a member in the Arctic sea routes. Okay, but climatically already due to global warming the ice are melt down, and most of the tropical islands are in the danger of submergence. So it has some ecological impact also. Okay, so these are the importance of Russia. So refer some current affairs, and then with the current issues have the map, and watch this video and memorize all these patterns. Okay, so thus we have finished almost all regions in the world. Please refer all the videos, and most probably in this prelims we expect some questions from Africa or from South America. Okay, so please refer the video with the atlas book. Okay, thank you all.